I've seen a lot of strange looking clouds in my lifetime, but you are never going to convince me that what we're looking at here on the screen is a natural formation. But that's what they want you to believe. This appeared over Turkey last week, a little place called Bursa, and virtually nobody is talking about the five-sided Pentagon-shaped cloud with another five-sided Pentagon-shaped cloud inside it. Now they've made all sorts of excuses about how this naturally occurs and it's just no big deal. You see, it is one of the craziest things to watch on the internet how real important things just get brushed under the rug and things that have absolutely no importance whatsoever get pondered over with a fine-tooth comb. I'm sure it has nothing to do with Majestic 12, the new Pentagon Space Force that has the logo with 13 stars and a TR-3B in the middle. No, has nothing to do with that. But once again, I want to lead off by saying thank you to everyone who continues to show up here, whether it's the Antarctica videos, whether it's the Venezuela videos, whether it's things out of Florida, or just random events around the world. I very much appreciate everyone who likes, shares the videos, engages in the comment section. Thank you very much. And for those of you who continue to show up over at the Patreon channel, you guys are my heroes. You absolutely are. Now, full disclosure, brand new video up, less than 48 hours old. In fact, I think it's less than a day old at this point. And we talk about something that is going to probably disturb most viewers. The people in the media, the powers that be, have the ability to show you something and tell you it's fine when truly it's illegal. And they can do the exact opposite too. They can show you something and say, that's horrible, terrible, and it's absolutely illegal when it's perfectly fine, and you'll believe it because of the way they go about it. Now, if you would like to get read in on this and shown a specific example, one that'll make your jaw hit the floor, join us at Patreon. It's only $1 per month. It's even less if you sign up for an entire year. And if it's not for you, and if you don't agree with it, it's fully refundable first 90 days. No questions asked. We can partner with Vimeo, put the videos over there so we don't have to worry about the censors. And if you don't think that's the case, ask anyone down in the comment section about the content of my Patreon videos. Virtually every one of them would be rated at least R, if not TVMA. There are levels of psychological operations that people are entirely unaware of. Military level psychological operations, tactics and techniques. This is the video you want to look for. It's the most recent one, 21 hours ago. The Art of Seeing Through the Dark Digital Masquerade. Definitely a must-see video. Now, I can't show you any content of it because, of course, it is something that is too much for YouTube. So, once again, we would love to have you join us over there. It is definitely worth your dollar a month. Here's a hint. This show came out in around 2013. It was 3 seasons. It was classic sci-fi. In fact, that was the channel it was on, SYFY, the old sci-fi channel. And in the series, there was pornography. Literally, by definition of the word, in virtually every single episode, because of the way they did it, they got through the censors. They missed every single instance of it. And nobody said a word. You see, after the fact, they realized what happened. They realized, oh my God, I can't believe we missed this. And they had to go back and re-rate the entire series. At the time, it was a PG-13 series. It was on sci-fi. Your kid could watch it. It wasn't even on late at night. But now they look back and they're like, oh my goodness, how did they get away with this? Go look at the Parents Guide. They've had to go back and United States TVMA. No TVMA series would have been on sci-fi, SYFY, in 2013. And we go over it in detail at the Patreon channel. how they're able to do this. Now, bizarre UFO-like cloud hovers over Turkey. A massive, what they call lenticular cloud resembling a UFO was spotted over the city of Bursa in Turkey on Thursday, surprising citizens who captured the rare phenomenon on their phones. It's almost circular. They're calling the cloud circular. Somebody needs to go back to school and teach geometry, because this is not a circle. You can see here, one side, two sides, three sides, four sides, five sides, and then the reverse here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the bottom is 5. It is a pentagon within a pentagon. And those of you who have watched my Pentagon videos know what that means. It's connected to something. This was some type of a gate that was being opened. It's absolutely, totally bizarre. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, what is everybody actually talking about? Dude, they found classified documents here and there and everywhere, and people have them, and see, Trump was fine. Do you notice that nobody ever says what was actually in the quote-unquote classified documents? Well, if they're classified, they're national security. Not true. That is not what the standard is for a classified document. You want to know an example? Let's say there's a female member of Congress, or maybe the wife of a male member of Congress, senator, representative, and they have a regular schedule of getting their hair done, their skin, nails, facials, massages, all this kind of stuff. And it's a regular thing, and their personal assistant has documentation of this regular schedule of appointments. Well, what does that show? It shows where a high-value target would be when. And if it were gotten hold of by the wrong set of eyes, it could be used against them. Ergo, even a schedule of hair, nail, massage, and facial appointments is technically a classified document, because it shows where a high-value target is traveling to and from on a regular basis. That information could be used to commit nefarious acts. If you know where somebody is going to be when. You know what else it could be? These classified documents that are showing up at Mike Pence's house and Donald Trump's house and at Joe Biden's office, all this crap. It could be a cafeteria schedule. Why? Well, exact same reason. People eat on a regular basis. Lunchtime, dinner time, what's being served? When is it opening? When is it closing? It can show the movement of when high-value targets are going to be at a certain place and when. They have cafeterias in the White House, not the White House, the Capitol building, places to eat, and in the Capitol complex, I should say. And the regular schedules of what, when, and where technically would be classified materials, because we used to have to do this all the time in the military. Change up schedules, and you don't do the same thing over and over and over again with the same people, especially when you have public access like they do in D.C. There are a great many things that are just boring as you know what that are classified. Now, are they classified at the very top level, and national security? No. But I mean, you could make the allegation, like especially in the case of the wife or a loved one of a very powerful senator. If somebody knew when or where they were going to be doing something on a regular basis, and they could plan some type of an event to compromise that person, you can see why something like that would be a classified piece of information. But that's all it probably is, or some other boring document. Meanwhile, no, don't pay attention to Germany declaring war on Russia. The German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock came out and pretty much said, here's the quote, "And therefore I've said already in the last days, yes, we have to do more to defend Ukraine. Yes, we have to do more also on tanks. But the most important and the crucial part is that we do it together, and that we do not do the blame game in Europe, because we are fighting a war against Russia and not against each other." So basically, she's just admitted that the EU has declared war on Russia. Nobody's paying attention. Oh, and by the way, did you notice that Earth's inner core may have stopped spinning as part of a 7-decade cycle? I mean, let's not pay any attention to that or the years. They said that the Earth's inner molten core around 2009 might have stopped spinning as in relation to the surface, and it started to reverse. And it does so every 70 years. And it's really strange when you think of the years 2008 to 2011, 12, and all of the earthquakes that happened in that time. Go back and look at the earthquakes that happened 70 years before that and 70 years before that, and you see some very strange parallels. So, anyway, actual things happening in the world that nobody cares about. And, oh, by the way, one of my viewers found something in Antarctica that I looked back through all of my archives. I found another location like this, but not this particular one that shows virtually the exact same thing. Let me zoom it in. What looks like about a 60-foot disc buried into the rock on the surface of Antarctica. So we'll cover this in another video, but this is a viewer find. So just so you know, Antarctica is a huge place, and as much as I've covered and as many things as I've uncovered, there's still a lot. And this was actually fairly close to a couple of very popular finds that I've shown multiple times. And that was the crazy part, because that area I had scoured over and over and over again. Now you can even see the leading edge, the lip on this thing. And what this looks like is this rock at one time was likely molten lava rock. And it just poured over this thing and then froze up. You can even see the shadow it's casting. Nice, perfectly circular shape. Across, it's about 60 feet. It's kind of hard from this angle to get an actual measurement, but once again, Majestic 12. That nobody's even talked about this Pentagon-shaped logo with the 13 stars and a TR-3B. And then we see something like this in our skies. I think we can probably put 2 and 2 together here. So, anyway, I will leave it there. But once again, if you want to get read in on how to see directly through what they're trying to do, join us at Patreon. And like I said, for 3 years, 2013, 2014, 2015, they put actual pornography on TV and nobody saw it and nobody said a word because of the way they went about it. Pornography, by the literal definition of the word, was the center of attention of that series for 3 years. 3 years. And it was only a decade later almost that they figured out what happened. That's how good the military is at PSYOPs. So, once again, something we can only talk about at Patreon. Only $1 US per month. Even less if you sign up for an entire year. Would love to have you guys over there. God bless. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.